So here we have the Action 6. This is the settings we're using on this one. So no film tone, variable aperture is set to auto, f2 to f4, tone is on enhanced, and let's scroll down here. We have the basic standard out of the box image adjustment settings to make it equal to the GoPro, the OSMO 2 and the Action 5 here. So let's see which one is better. Alright, so welcome back to another comparison here, my honest, unfiltered comparison, unedited comparison with these four cameras, the Action 5, the Action 6, the OSMO 2 and the GoPro Hero 13. So let's just start with an audio test. Which of these cameras sounds better with the internal microphone? Is it the OSMO 2 or is it the Action 6, the Action 5 or the GoPro Hero 13? Let me know which one of these you think sound better in the comments below. And we're gonna take a look at some of the essential features. Some features that I think is way too over marketed on the Action 6, which is like shoot everything and then frame whatever you want in camera, because we had that on the Insta360 cameras for many years and it's called free frame. So and the thing is that you still have to go into the app to export your footage anyway. So regardless of doing it in camera, you still have to go through the app or import the file into your PC and then export from there. So the process is still going to be the same. You can go into free frame on the Insta360 products, you can change the aspect to whatever you want, hit export and then upload the video. So it's exactly the same process, just I would say a little bit more convenient on the Action 6 because you can do it in camera. But that's just my opinion on that one. This is a raw comparison between these cameras, so you can decide for yourself. I'm just gonna show you the different clips and features and yeah, which one looks better. The sun is there on my face. Which one looks better? Which one has the best white balance adjustment? All the settings are set to equal settings. The exposure value is set to 0 on all cameras. High bitrate, auto white balance, 4K 30 on the Action 6, 4K 30 on the Action 5, 4K 30 on the OSMO 2 and 5.3K on the GoPro. The reason I'm doing 5.3K on the GoPro is simply because 4K looks really awful, and I think GoPro shines the best when you're using 5.3K. These other cameras don't have any options higher than 4K, except for the OSMO 2 of course, which has 8K, but the file sizes will be enormous, so you will fill up your SD card way too fast. Even like 128 gigabyte SD card is going to be filled up quite fast if you record your videos in 8K 30 FPS, for example. Now we have the sun behind me here. Oh. Which one looks better? Just gonna keep the camera like this. Which one picks up the most details on my jacket? And which one do you think looks better? The lens types on the different cameras is also set to wide and mega view on the OSMO 2 because it doesn't have a dedicated wide lens type. So mega view is probably the best one to use. Which one looks better in your opinion? Let me know in the comments below. And this is 4K 120 FPS on all these cameras. One thing I did notice on the OSMO 2 for the first sequence here was that it was captured in pure video. I'm not sure if that's gonna affect the image quality of it, but it was shot in pure video. Everything else was shot in just a normal video mode, so I'm sorry for that. But this is 4K 120 FPS. Which one looks better? We have the same sun in my face. It's actually warming a little bit, which is nice. So let's just you know what, let's go for a jog here and see which one looks better. So first one is with the sun behind me, second one is the sun in front of me. So which of these four cameras did the best when it comes to 4K 120 FPS with some slow motion added as well? Let me know your favorite down in the comments below. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you enjoy this honest, unfiltered review, make sure to subscribe, drop a like, and comment up below, and also turn on that notification bell so you don't miss out on these videos in case you're on the fence or buying your first action camera. How is this aperture, adjustable aperture on the Action 6 doing, by the way? I assume it will look way better in daylight than low light, because if you have seen my low light video, you know that the Action 6 did not perform well at all. Alright, so now just doing a quick stop, gonna recharge the car, then we're gonna get on the way. But how is the cameras performing? Which one do you like more? The Ace Pro, the Action 5, the Action 6, or the GoPro? The GoPro is really dark. I bet you won't be able to see anything on the GoPro. And if I do a little bit of shake here on the cameras, how is the GoPro performing on that? And how is these other cameras performing? So we have the same settings, it's pure video, and it's super night on the Action cameras, the Action 6 and 5, and everything is set to auto. This is straight auto camera. We have some background noise as well, the highway, but this is straight out of the camera. Which one do you think looks better out of these? Real honest review, nothing done to the cameras, nothing in post-production, and I made sure to set all the cameras to high bitrate. So if I walk around just a little bit, is there any shake to any of the cameras? Just adding a little bit of handshake here just to see which one is stabilizing the best. And how is the background turning around? So this here is usually what looks artificial on these Action cameras when it comes to low light. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Action 6 performs, and if it's better than the Ace Pro 2. The Ace Pro 2 has been the king up until now. Maybe the Action 6 is better, maybe not. We'll find out. What's good about the Action 6 though is that it has the variable aperture, so it's now set to f2, so it should be a lot better image quality compared to the Ace Pro 2. But you have this massive screen on the Ace Pro. It's just amazing, so easy to see. Alright, let me just get in the car, get warm, and we're gonna continue with this low light test here. So how does it look inside the car? Let's turn the radio off so I don't get a copyright strike. Yeah, this is I don't know what to say. This is what it looks like. The Ace Pro looks better in here, but again, it's on the screen. The Action 6 looks a little bit darker. The Action 5 looks a little bit brighter. Alright, so this is 4K 60 FPS in case you capture 4K 60 FPS videos for social media to make it smooth, or maybe for if you fly FPV or something. This is what it looks like when the sun is on my face, and still using the internal audio on these cameras here. We're gonna connect the DJI Mic Mini very soon. I'm not gonna do any Mic Minis to the GoPro because there's no point. It sounds awful, and you need to have the media mod in order to get proper audio on the GoPro Hero 13, which is sad. And that's also one of the reasons the GoPros are falling short and falling behind, because you need to buy all these additional accessories. And it seems like DJI is going down the same pit hole, if you ask me, with all the macro lenses, the wide lenses and all of that. And basically, as I've seen so far, there is no improvements in low light, which means, are they going in the same direction as GoPro? And is it just micro updates, or is it just, you know, a marketing hype claiming that they have invented some amazing features which has already been there for years? I mean, GoPro has a square sensor, 8x4, 8x4, 8x7, and the Insta360 can capture videos, like I mentioned earlier, with free frame video. So there's nothing new. It's the same. It's the variable aperture. That's the only new thing on this camera. And they also added multiple color tones and film tones and stuff like that. Insta360 had that for years. So there's nothing new. It's the variable aperture and the sensor. But if the sensor doesn't live up to the expectation of the image you're getting, you know, there's not an upgrade at all. It's just a new sensor basically. And the Action 5 has a 1/1.3 inch CMOS sensor, so it's not that far off the 1/1.1. And the 1/1.1 inch sensor, which sits in the Osmo 360, is the same as this one, but this one is still limited to 4K as its highest resolution. So now we changed over to the widest field of view on all of these cameras. We have 155 degrees on the Action 6, 157 on the Ace Pro 2, and 154 is it on the GoPro Hero 13. However, stabilization is on, so you're not going to get that super wide format which is stated, because the cameras are cropping in, but you're still going to get a very wide shot which looks really, really good. So as a resolution, the GoPro is now recording 5.3K at 30 FPS, hyperview on. We have the Action 6 recording 4K 30 FPS with ultra wide, the Ace Pro 2 action view and the 4K 30 FPS, and the Action 5 4K 30 FPS ultra wide. So this is what the widest field of view looks like on these cameras. And again, still using the built-in microphones on these cameras. There's barely any wind today, so there's not really a point using the microphones, but we're gonna connect the microphones now so you can hear the differences between the Action 6 and the Ace Pro 2. I think that is what you guys want to know. You already heard the Action 5 a lot already, because it's an older generation, an old camera. So let's turn them off, let's connect the microphones, and let's hear what they sound like. So this is the Insta360 mic Air connected to the Ace Pro 2. How does this sound in comparison to the built-in microphones on the Ace Pro 2? I've been using it over the past week now to make content with the DJI Neo, which by the way is an amazing drone. So if you haven't seen my review and videos on the Neo 2, make sure to go down in the description, click on them, watch them, because they are awesome, and the Neo 2 has some amazing tracking capabilities. So again, this is the audio coming from the mic Air connected to the Ace Pro 2. Let's switch it over to the Action 6 and the mic Mini. Alright, so this is the DJI mic Mini connected to the Osmo Action 6. How does this sound in comparison to the Insta360 mic Air connected to the Ace Pro 2? What's really good about the Action 6 though is that you can connect two microphones to the camera, so you're not limited to one. But however, I do think we can do that with the Ace Pro 2 as well with the latest firmware update. Not sure, but it says on the screen when you connect the mic Air if you want to connect a dual setup or something like that. Haven't really looked into it because I don't really need two microphones, I only need one. But this again is the audio coming from the DJI mic Mini connected to the Action 6. What do you think? Does it sound better than the Ace Pro 2 or the Insta360 mic Air, I mean? Or is the mic Air equally good or better? Let me know in the comments below. So we now changed it up a bit. We have the Action 6, we have the Action 5, and we also have the Action 4. All of the cameras capturing videos in 10-bit DLOG M. So now the big question is, can you see the difference between camera 1, camera 2 and camera 3? And which of these cameras do you prefer? Is it actually any differences when it comes to using DLOG M with these cameras going 2 years back to the Action 4? Now another thing I noticed as well is that the Action 6 does not have an HLG mode, so it doesn't have HDR mode, which you have on the Action 5. So if you want the best image quality out of the box without having to do any color grading at all whatsoever, then you would need HLG because it's a fantastic color profile for those that use it. And I've seen a lot of Reddit posts that people are complaining about HLG not being in the Action 6, and I fully agree with you. There's no reason to remove features that people really want. So it's better to just keep what's there and improve on the other things, but obviously it's not there, which is a bummer for a lot of people. When it comes to audio, which one sounds better? We have the Action 6, which should have the best audio out of these three cameras. But which camera sounds better? Is it camera 1, camera 2 or camera 3? You have been hearing the different cameras and the different audio from the different cameras as I've been explaining the HLG, and which one do you like more? Let me know in the comments below. This is the Action 4, this one right here, this is the Action 6, and this is the Action 5. So which of them looks better? Is there any difference at all? All the settings are exactly the same. Highest bitrate, sharpness by default 0, 0 on noise reduction and sharpness, and just a basic grade here to make them look as equal as possible, because that's the whole point of this. So if you can't see any differences when it comes to the bigger sensor versus the smallest sensor, which the Action 4 has, then there's no point to upgrade if you're using DLOG M as your primary color profile. And now comparing the flat color profile on all these cameras, we have the GoPro with the GP log capturing 5.3K videos at 30 FPS. We have the Action 6 4K 30 FPS DLOG M 10-bit. Ace Pro 2 has iLog, and the Action 5 has DLOG M as well. All the same settings on all cameras, color graded. I know for sure that the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 is a little bit harder to color grade than the Action cameras here, and the GoPro as well. So I would say the Ace Pro 2 is definitely the hardest one to color grade and correct. Then we have the GoPro, and both DLOG M on the Action 6 and 5 is hands down the best color profiles. If you need a flat color profile, there's nothing better in my opinion, which is a huge plus if you want to color correct and grade your footage. So just take that into consideration when you're watching this review as well. So if you mainly shoot with DLOG M, I think the Action 6 looks fantastic. Not sure, it's just, you know, what I think. But so does the Action 5, right? And so does the Action 4. So, you know, which one should you buy? That's the question, and that's all up to you, depending on what you prefer, your budget. Do you need these new features on the Action 6, which is not really new? We've seen it in the GoPro, we've seen it in the Insta360 for years, so there's not really a huge upgrade. It's the variable aperture. I'm not sure how that is doing. In low light, it's very bad. People are saying it's a bug, but you know, you're not buying a camera from the shelf which is full of bugs. That's the problem. Whether it's a bug or not, it shouldn't be there when you buy the product. I'm not going to the car store or the car dealer to buy a car which is not working and pay full price, and then they will say eventually it will work. Now, doing one more test here before we head off. This is a stabilization test with all the different cameras. What's different now is that the GoPro 13 captures HDR video, so HDR mode. The Action 6, just a normal color profile, and the Action 5 Pro here is capturing HLG. So that's the difference between the Action 6 and the Action 5 now. Action 6 normal color profile, Action 5 HLG color profile, and the Ace Pro 2 has active HDR on. So let's just do a quick run here and see how the stabilization is on these cameras. Alright, which one looked better? Action 6, Action 5, GoPro 13, Ace Pro 2. Let's head to the forest. Now, there is a few things I really like with the Action 6 though. It has the variable aperture, even though up until now it hasn't done much in terms of improving the image quality for me. I only seen the low-light footage I captured yesterday, and that was, you know, the hardest test for the Action 6. So hopefully it's better now. It's set to auto 224, so it's gonna do whatever it wants to do basically, and hopefully that improves the image that I get from the Action 6 there. I also like that it has that 101.1 inch CMOS sensor. We have 50 gigabytes of internal storage, which I mentioned. You can flip it both ways now, which is nothing new, but I can still do it, which is awesome. It just took DJI 3 years to make it, so it's a bit weird. And also the free edit thing, capture the square image shooting mode, where you capture a video and you can just reframe it in the camera as you want. So it's those minor features which kind of makes me like this camera. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep it though, because if it's not better than the Action 5, there's basically no reason to keep it, because I will then pay for a camera that's just gonna sit and just gather dust basically. So but we'll see after I've done some videos. I still need to go through this long video, edit that and check the footage. But yeah, whew, it's been a hectic week for sure. Really funny though that there was no comparisons with Ace Pro 2 when the Action 6 was released. And you know, it's because DJI didn't allow them, basically. It is what it is, right? Oof, okay, see you in the next one.